welcome or welcome back to FlyeBooks, where stories hit hard, but the truth hits harder. So if you've been riding with me through the dystopias like Parable of the Sower and Brave New World, then today we are flipping the script. We're stepping into the raw, unfiltered now with The Coldest Winter Ever by Sister Souljah. Now remember, this isn't fiction with flying cars and incubators. It's fiction that walks like real life. It's pain, it's glamour, it's survival. So let's talk about Winter Santiaga and the high cost of growing up too fast in a world that doesn't love you back. So Winter is the daughter of a drug kingpin, Ricky Santiaga, street royalty, man on the block. And she starts out on top with the diamonds, furs, private school chauffeurs. But her empire is made of powder and pride, and it crumbles fast. Now, Winter isn't your typical heroine. She's not humble, not wise beyond her years. What she is slick, selfish, and straight up seductive with her confidence. But here's the thing. Winter is a product of her environment. She learned early on that looks and manipulation could buy safety, could buy some power. All right, so we know Winter's father, Ricky, is the man, right? But we also know that empires built on the street don't last. Eventually, he gets locked up, and her mama, once this gorgeous woman dripped in furs and fine jewelry, she spirals into addiction. And Winter, she's tossed into the system out on her own at 16. And Winter doesn't just fall from grace. She learns just how fragile power really is when it's rooted in other people's money and reputation. Now, once Winter hits the streets, she doesn't look for healing. She's looking for the next come up. And she stays chasing that same lifestyle afforded her by her daddy. But not because she's shallow, but because it's really all that she knows. And she's not trying to break the system. She's trying to beat it at its own game. And that's survival in the hood, right? You don't cry, you don't beg, you just get yours. But what is tragic and very real is that her grind is short term, fast money, fast lies, fast men. She uses her looks, her body, her smarts, but she never slows down to question the rules of the game she's playing. And honestly, the game doesn't care. It eats girls like Winter alive. And let's be honest, despite the latest cosmetic procedures available, this world's standard of looks and beauty, it don't last always. Now, in a brilliant twist, and I love this, the author, Sister Souljah, actually inserts herself into the story, literally. As a character, she's the opposite of Winter. She's conscious, grounded, militant, and she offers Winter help and offers her a new way of thinking and a way out. But Winter is hard-headed. She's used to that life. She's not ready. She sees Sister Souljah as this lame female, too serious, too plain. And that's another lesson. Some people can't recognize salvation when it shows up looking like discipline instead of diamonds. And let's take a listen to what Sister Souljah had to say. I can tell that all of you used to be very pretty women. I can look at your faces and see that you once were somebody's sweetheart, somebody's love, somebody's life. And I know when you were younger, you thought being beautiful was the best thing in the world. But really, we women don't have to do anything to be beautiful. It's a gift from God. The woman is. But somewhere along the line, many of us women are led to believe that being pretty is enough. And while we rely on that, we forget to strengthen our minds so that we can learn how to think, how to build, how to survive. We forget how to live our lives to protect our spirit, to be clean and decent. We forget everything we do matters so much. And Sister Souljah's message is so clear. It's that we've got to love ourselves deeper than the surface, or else we're just going to be waiting, to be consumed by a system that profits from our pain. And The Coldest Winter Ever, right? It dropped in 1999, but the scenarios in this book are still relevant even today. It speaks to the trap that still exists for so many young girls raised to chase attention instead of awareness. still getting taught to survive and not thrive, still measuring worth by beauty in the bag, not boundaries. Winter Story isn't old, it's familiar. Whether it's foster care, glamorized toxicity, or chasing men for security, we see it play out again and again and again. And like I said before, this book doesn't give you a standard heroine. It gives you a mirror. Winter Santiaga is what happens when society raises girls with no protection, no truth, and nothing to believe in but survival. The Coldest Winter Ever is more than a bestseller. It's a blueprint for understanding how these systems have failed our girls. You know, Winter didn't choose pain, but pain chose her. And she fought the only way that she knew how. And The Coldest Winter Ever isn't just Winter's story either. It's a story of lost girlhood, of glamorized pain, of what happens when we confuse survival for success. And yes, there's a sequel, and yes, it's complicated, right? But this is the blueprint. So give a like, hit subscribe, and tell me, were you Winter? Did you know a winter, or did you survive your own coldest winter ever? Leave a comment and let me know your winter story. And don't forget to click the link in the description box to purchase your copy of The Coldest Winter Ever by Sister Souljah. And she's still around, y'all. So until next time, keep reading and keep growing. And don't forget to read something real, y'all. All right. Peace.